What's going on, you guys? Damocles here, and today I'm playing some hyper aggressive Talonflame. Super aggressive Talonflame. I think you guys are going to enjoy watching it. It's by no means my best Talonflame game, but it is pretty fun to watch. We got some crazy plays, so make sure you hit that like button and comment if you want to see more, and hit the subscribe button because at 20k subs, giving away Nintendo eShop gift card. Also, I am a member of Team Shiny now, so if you want any dope Team Shiny like Pokemon merch, hit the merch link in the description and help me out monetarily if you feel like it. And if you want to play with me or play with any of my friends, or you just want to find some cool people to talk to about Pokemon Unite, hit the Discord link. Hop into my Discord, and we got a nice little community growing there. But back to Talonflame. Talonflame, I really enjoy this character. I think it's one of the more viable speedsters in the game, honestly. And in this game in particular, I'm using Buddy Barrier, Score Shield, and Muscle Band. I'm not too big on the Score Shield. I was just trying it this game. You could run Scope Lens instead, and I'm running Brave Bird and Aerial Ace for reasons I will get into later. But in this portion, I want you to just see what I do with this vision here. See, I don't reveal myself to the enemy team. I want them to be baited to move up, and I want their jungler to be baited to go for a gank so that I can go in once they've actually used their cooldowns, like right here, and pick up the first blood. Now, again, I go a little bit too aggro here, and I mess up, and I end up giving a kill back, which was not the good play. I could have eject buttoned out, but I just was going crazy this game. So, but the real thing, the takeaway that I want you to take from this is just being mindful of your vision, because it plays a huge role in every single MOBA, but especially when you're playing Talonflame, the range that you have with Acrobatics and with Brave Bird allows you to do some really amazing plays, and you need to use every single tool at your disposal to get the best out of those abilities. And I am going Brave Bird Aerial Ace this game. Aerial Ace was good before, but especially after the recent buffs, it's really amazing now, and Brave Bird is just an amazing ability in general. It hits super hard. It makes it so you can really steal like some easy objectives. And just like the Sludge Bomb in the Venusaur video that I just posted, if you want to go check that out, you want to position your Acrobatics and your Brave Bird just behind the enemy so that if they want to escape, they have to divert their course. Otherwise, they're going to take the full brunt of the damage. And the thing with Brave Bird is once you get Brave Bird, you are able to do some amazing dives, and that is when Talonflame becomes super oppressive in these games. And that's why playing aggressive is really important, because there is very little counterplay if you land that Brave Bird. Okay, like once you start to get ahead, the combo that you're going to be using is Brave Bird into Aerial Ace, into an enhanced attack, into another Aerial Ace. It comes very quickly, and the Aerial Aces are just targeted attacks. You can't really miss them. So once you start to scale up in damage, Brave Bird will chunk out about half their HP, and those two additional Aerial Aces will do the remaining half of the HP more than likely. And when you're out leveling the enemy team, it makes it super hard for them to come back, because you literally just delete them before they actually can do anything. And it also makes Talonflame really amazing at stealing objectives and picking up kills on enemies that think they're safe, think that they're going to get away. You're able to go and grab them and make sure that they stay super far behind. And you're going to see that right here. I don't need, even though I'm ahead, I don't need to go and participate in this Dreadnought fight. If I wanted to, I could have told my whole team to go up to Rotom, and I could have just snagged this thing, because Brave Bird hits so unbelievably hard. And so I'm going to let the enemy team expend all of their abilities onto it, and then at the final moment, I'm going to go and snag it and put them even farther behind. I think I pick up a quadra kill here, and it's that type of aggression that you want to use when you're playing as Talonflame. You want to constantly be Brave Birding on top of people. You constantly want to be depriving the enemy team of experience. Because I talk all about all the time about how important it is to farm, but it's also equally as important to deny XP from the enemy, and sometimes they can be more beneficial, especially when you're ahead. So you'll see in this game, I don't farm my jungle that much. I probably should have farmed it a lot more, but we deprive the enemy of a large amount of XP, and that leads to some really crazy lopsided level advantages. And some people comment some of my clips saying like, oh man, like you're 4 levels up on the people. Of course you did this. It's like the reason why you get 4 levels up on the enemy team is by denying them experience throughout the entire course of a game. It doesn't just happen by accident. And you see that here. It's like whenever they step up to try and do anything, we are there to just put down the rebellion. And that is something that Talonflame is just exceptional at. And then something else I want to just briefly point out, when you're using this Unite move, it's a very powerful Unite move. It does have a little bit of a charge up, but you want to use it to position enemies in a way that your teammates are going to be following up. Do not go and use Talonflame's ult to push enemies away from your team because you can screw over a lot of good team fights. You don't want to be that Talonflame that goes in just ults into the enemy team 1v5 and then just dies. You want to be the Talonflame that can set up plays in the opposite direction. And I try to do that here in a little bit. I go a little bit too crazy. Unfortunately, I really wanted to style on these people and have a good play, and it was a sick play, but I bungled it. And this brings me to another point, just in general climbing advice, guys, and that is, it's super easy in any MOBA to fall into the trap of blaming your team and your other teammates for every bad thing that happens in game. It's super easy to fall into that, especially as you climb up, because you feel like you know everything. And even if you do, you could be the greatest player in the world. But if you are going and you're trying to make a play and nobody else recognizes that play, nobody's able to act on it, then it's not a good play, it's a misplay. And so, like, in that particular instance, it would be super easy, and I'm sure, you know, people do this all the time, and even in your head you might be thinking like, oh man, like, you know, your team could have rotated down earlier to Dreadnought, or the, you know, XYZ person could have used their Unite move on you. But what you really need to be thinking is blaming yourself for absolutely everything. Like, over-exaggerate how much everything is your fault, and that is going to make you improve leaps and bounds over any other advice that you could possibly get in any kind of MOBA. And just another example of Talonflame being able to just steal objectives. I don't need to do anything here. They're trying to deny me, but they can't. There's nothing they can do. I'm level 14, and they have a Pikachu trying to take on Rotom. This objective is mine. I'm just waiting for it. They're just serving it up to me. So I'm letting them do it, and I'm just going to get a nice double kill off of it and just style on them a little bit more. And I mean, it's like, that's what you do when you're super far ahead as Talonflame. It's really hard for them to get anything, because how would you normally get back into a game? You go and you try and get some objectives. But how can you do that if I can just hit it for like 3,000 from 10 yards away? You know what I mean? But going back to what I was talking about before, try and get into the mindset of blaming yourself for everything. There's a lot of bad teammates in Pokemon Unite. You're going to get them. You can complain about them all you want. But the reality of the situation is the only thing that you can 100% control is yourself. And so the sooner you get into the mindset of blaming yourself for everything and hyper-analyzing what you could have done better, the faster you're going to improve. Especially if you are in the lower ranks, or even if you're in Masters and you don't have a really good win rate, I guarantee you there's stuff that you can improve on. So don't just expect people to be able to read your mind. You know, like in that particular instance, I should have Brave Birded back towards my team. I could have Brave Birded up instead of directly onto the team. I could have not gone for the engage in the first place because I have the map awareness. I see my team hasn't fully rotated down yet. Like, stuff like that is going to improve your gameplay. Going and blaming other people is not going to. But this is Talonflame. You want to be going and constantly brave birding, constantly landing those brave birds, but you have to be intelligent about it. You have to make sure that you have some way of getting out. You're 100% going to secure some kind of kill. You almost want to play it like you're playing a Venusaur or something, where you don't have to be in the thick of the fight, but you can end the fight. You know what I mean? Like, float around the outside, float around those objectives. It can be a really nice... I know a lot of people are down on speedsters in general in the jungle because there are other great picks, but something that you might find interesting to try if you're struggling to climb is, look, a lot of these games, they are won and lost by some of these objectives. Getting 2 Dreadnoughts, stealing a Zapdos, it's monumentally important in Pokemon Unite. And you might find that even though in general you might feel like you're stronger throughout the course of the game playing a Cinderace in the jungle, it might be the case that you actually win more games if you're just able to play a character like a Talonflame, where if you farm up, you know that if the enemy team goes for a Zapdos, you're going to be able to go and secure that Zapdos. And sometimes that can just be the difference between having an 80% win rate in ranked and having a 50% win rate in veteran, just securing those objectives. So definitely keep that in mind. Try and play aggressive. Try and make aggressive plays when you can to test your own limits, but also don't blame your teammates if they're not able to follow up on everything. I know that the teammates in Unite can be super frustrating and toxic sometimes. You can totally complain about them, but if you want to grow as a player, you want to get better, try to self-analyze first. Try and just look at every single possible thing you could have done from the jump to see how you could have been in a better situation for that play. And I guarantee you will make progress. And let me know if you make progress in the comments below. But that's going to be it for this Talonflame video, guys. Please toss out some video suggestions if you have them. I have a bunch of footage, like just I mean, so many games of footage, but it really is just about what you guys want to see. I can make more tier lists. I can do some VOD reviews of like viewer games or something like that. I can analyze different people's gameplay. Q&As, more builds, more guides. Also, let me know if you read any of the text guides on like Pokemon Unite GG, like, because I can go through and I can update all of my text guides if that's useful to you as well. If you want to see some longer form videos, some shorter videos, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I try to respond to everything, and you guys have been great so far, so if you could please subscribe, that would mean the world to me as well. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to chat or if you want to just find some new people to play with, hop in the Discord and come chat. So that's going to be it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Damocles out.